What up, YouTube? Here with a post-fight review video for this past Saturday's Triple G Murata fight. Y'all know the results already. Triple G won via 9th round TKO. He is a new unified IBF and WBA middleweight champion. He did that in front of Ryoto Murata's hometown of Saitama, Japan. Sold out crowd at the Super Stadium in front of like 30,000 plus people. Now this fight was been supposed to happen back in December of last year, but it was postponed to last Saturday due to restrictions over there in Japan. But it happened. Triple G's long-awaited return back in action. He's been inactive for 16 months. He's 40 years old now, so a lot of boxing fans was wondering how he was going to perform in his long-awaited return back in action versus a champion at that. Murata, he's lesser known, who fights in Japan mostly. The middleweight division ain't a super lively division. It's more on the decline. It's got some recognizable names in the division, but the champions at 160 just won't fight each other. This was the first unification title fight in the middleweight division. For each respective organization at the middleweight division, there was champion for each sanctioning body. And this was the first unification bout at 160. And now Triple G holds majority of the titles at middleweight as he was successful versus Murata this past Saturday. And he will fight Canelo Alvarez, his longtime rival, the pound-for-pound king, in September if Canelo Alvarez can get through Dimitri Bivol next month, who is undefeated and is a champion at light heavyweight, which is a weight class above where Canelo fights at. And but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother video. I'll probably touch bases on that a little bit. That's Triple G's future possible next opponent. But anyways, let me get on with the in-depth analysis of this fight between Triple G and Murata. Like I said, Triple G, y'all go on here, tap in with my latest episode of Talk Boxing, and if y'all had already seen that, I gave a preview to all the fights that happened this past Saturday, and in my predictions, I did say Triple G will win via knockout in the mid to late mid rounds, and that's exactly what happened. I gave Murata 2 rounds out of the 9 rounds that they fought, and that happened in the beginning rounds. As the fight went on, as the mid rounds came, that's when Triple G started, finding holes in Murata's game, and Murata showed signs of fatigue and showed signs of wearing down as Triple G's punches started showing effects on Murata, and Triple G didn't let up and went on here and put in that work all the way until he dropped Murata in the 9th. And Murata wasn't out to fight at all. Throughout the whole fight, he was swinging. Like I said, in the beginning rounds, that's when he had his most successful moments. That's where he had, most of his energy. As the fight goes on, that energy is gonna wear down. That stamina is gonna turn into fatigue as the fight goes on, and especially if you're in there with guys like Triple G, who will wear you down with his powerful punches. What showed in this fight was the difference in the power between the two fighters. Triple G obviously being the more heavy-handed fighter. Not only that, he also showed that he is the more fundamentally sound fighter as well. And I had noted that in my preview for the latest episode of Talk Boxing that I did when I was talking about this fight. Both fighters are come forward fighters, aggressive punching fighters, but the difference is Murata can't really fight off the back foot. Triple G could, and he showed that in the beginning rounds. A lot of people could have taken it as a sign of Triple G showing respect to Murata's punches. That could have been because Murata was landing some effective shots in the beginning rounds, and Triple G was backpedaling. But he probably knew that as the fight went on, styles make fights. Like I said, Murata isn't a fighter who is good fighting off the back foot, and Triple G, knowing that this is a championship fight and could possibly go to the distance, all 12 rounds, Triple G knew to, preserve his energy, let him, throw his best shots to, get Triple G backed up off of him. And, he gonna back up and, let Murata throw his best shots. And then, he's not gonna have the same power in his punches as the fights go on when he's throwing bombs like that to back Triple G up off of him. And Murata, what I was impressed in his performance for this fight was also his ability to mix up his punches, go downstairs and upstairs. Because if y'all been watching Triple G's fights after his fights with Canelo, he's been showing signs of his age and showing signs of slowing down. Father Time is undefeated. And Triple G, if you notice, his opponents, their key to slowing Triple G down is going to the body. And a solid shot to Triple G's body, that'll definitely, take a lot out of Triple G. And Murata didn't shy away from that plan. He dug to the body, which I was impressed by that. And as far as Triple G, his best punches throughout this fight, he was obviously, the better fighter on paper, but, his, to note out his key moments in this fight, of course, his power, that's, what got, the fans attracted to Triple G. But his uppercut and his signature overhand loop and left hand, lead loop and left hand, that is, were the best punches for him throughout this fight. Because Murata, while they were fighting on the inside, which most of the fight, that's where, the distance was, that this fight was mostly fought on the inside. And Triple G, to break the high guard of Murata, was the uppercut on the inside to split that high guard, and that overhand left hand of his to go over the high guard of Murata and land punches on the top of Murata's head. And his onslaught finally, caught Murata and dropped him in the 9th round. It showed it was too much. It wore him down. And, as he was getting back up, Murata's corner had seen enough and had requested the ref to stop the fight, and the ref agreed and stopped the fight. Murata didn't show any signs of complaint, and it was a good performance by Triple G. Does he still look like the prime Triple G, the monster Triple G that, he's built that reputation of himself? No, he doesn't look like, that same old Triple G, not to me at least. It was impressive, especially for somebody who's 40 years old, who ain't been fighting for 16 months. But that's what I expect. This styles make fights. Murata, he's a champion, but he hasn't really fought any top names at 160. Like I said, 160 is a weight class in boxing that's, been on the decline in the most recent years. Murata isn't the best available opponent for him. There's, of course, Demetrius Andrade and Jamal Charlo, who are also champions at 160. And I think that's the fight that Triple G should be going after instead of chasing that Canelo fight. Of course, that's the biggest payout fight that any boxer can take right now. And Triple G been wanted that third fight with Canelo ever since their 2 close contests. The first fight, I thought Triple G won. The second fight, I thought Canelo won. But is there a need for a third fight? Back in the days, immediately following their second fight, yeah, I thought so. But Canelo done moved up. Canelo is still in his prime. Triple G, not so much. Like I said, he showed signs of slowing down. He didn't look like, anything special, like how we know him to be. From this, judging from this performance versus Murata, he's looked the same as his previous fights following the Canelo fights. And the question is within the boxing community, within all the boxing fans, is why now have that trilogy bout with Canelo Alvarez. It just feel like the timing is off for that. I think Triple G should fight either Charlo or Andrade. Charlo, I know that's going to be a more difficult fight to make because he fights under the PBC banner, but the Andrade fight, Andrade and Triple G, they both fight on the same network, the Zone, and I think that should be a easy fight. That's a no-brainer right there. You had this unification title fight between the IBF and WBA champion, and that's a good sign for maybe another unification title fight in the middleweight division waiting to happen between Andrade, the WBO champion, versus now the two title holder at middleweight. And I think that's the best fight to make. Honestly, I think Andrade is a better candidate to take on Canelo than Triple G. Definitely at this point, I think Andrade poses more of a threat than Triple G. Anyways, that's my post fight thoughts for this fight. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are in the comments. Subscribe, comment, share, like, all that good stuff. Y'all stay healthy, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.